Well, good morning, everybody. It is indeed a full house, so I'm going to speak quickly so we can get to the main event. I am just delighted to be here to welcome you and to join Bisnow for another great gathering. And I am so pleased that you are focusing on not just our premier project, but the premier project all up and down the East Coast and all in sports world, and that is at RFK. I have been working to secure the land at RFK for the last 10 years. Some of you will know that the federal government is the actual owner and keeper of the land. And the district for decades had a lease with the federal government that limited us to only be able to have a sports use on that site, just a stadium. Basically, up until last December, the only thing that we could build at RFK was a stadium or other sports uses. But for the district, we wanted to recapture that land, like you said, almost 180 acres, have a world-class stadium, but also create new neighborhoods, recreation, parks, and an entertainment district that supports all of Washington, D.C. So I'm very proud that we worked with the Congress, we secured the land, we worked with the team, and I have to acknowledge Josh Harris, Mark Klaus. You're going to hear from Andy and the great Washington Commanders team that has really brought a breath of fresh air back to our team. And a winning plan, not just on the field, but in this transformational economic development project. So here's the bottom line. We are on the verge in D.C. of benefiting from the single largest private investment in the history of the district. So we have secured in the Washington Commanders a partner who will bring $2.7 billion to invest in this project and be responsible for all of the vertical stadium investment. We are partnering with the Washington Commanders because we also know that when they bring their $2.7 billion, they are going to attract many, many millions or billions more, not just to RFK, but to surrounding areas in the district, including Hill East. We also know that when we bring this powerful employer in business to Washington, D.C., the Commanders and the NFL, that we kickstart the development of the rest of the campus. It is, in fact, our surest and fastest way to ignite and develop 180 acres at RFK. We will have a stadium with a roof that can be used 12 months out of the year and host the Super Bowl. We will create permanent jobs and opportunities for local business. And it is our focus on how we ensure that Washingtonians who are business owners and our residents have business opportunities and employment opportunities both during construction and when the permanent jobs are delivered. You know this about us. We have invested in sports for decades, and we have a successful track record. Starting at the former NCI Center, now Cap One Arena, home of the Washington Wizards and the Washington Capitals, that completely transformed Chinatown. The same is true for the Washington Nationals. You know, the home of our World Series champion Nationals. And keep in mind, the votes and the fight to get to the Nationals was also closely watched, I'll say. But nobody would question now how great the Washington Nationals have been for Washington, D.C. I could go on and on, talking about D.C. United and Audi Field, talking about our investments in the wharf, catalytic investments where the city was a big investor to help kickstart it. And now is time for RFK. We know that this is a once-in-a-generation opportunity. We also know that we have to seize the moment. I have a kind of a motto that I live by, and it's this: sometimes a window of opportunity opens, and we don't know how soon it's going to close. So the way I live my life, I get through the window. Right? We don't want the window of opportunity to close on RFK. I passed the ball, okay, you're going to get all my sports metaphors, to the D.C. Council a couple of months ago. They're doing their work, and we want them to do their work and to stay on track with our exclusive agreement with the Washington Commanders. The time is now. The opportunity is great. The risk is even greater. Let's bring them home. Thank you, everybody.